If today's episode resonates with you, then perhaps you need to check out my Healthy, Wealthy and Kind retreat here in Bali. It's for salon owners, clinic owners, spa owners, and it's in Bali for 5 days with me. Very small group, 5-star resort. Trust me, you'll love it. Absolutely life-changing. The link is below. Now back to the episode. Welcome back to Salon Conversations. I am up to chapter, 17? All in. Start again, Lise. Getting your team on board. So important. It fascinates me that we can have the skill and ability to find a really good team member, yet we sort of have the blind spot to tolerate someone who's just not a good fit. And some people are never going to be a good fit. And that takes some time to work out. The more time you spend with B, the quicker you get at it, let's be honest. But the other thing I think is really interesting is retail is a great way to manage someone's performance and intention to look after a client. So if somebody's doing really good work, but they don't ever sell any retail to anybody, it tells me there's a discomfort there. There's something that they don't want to work through. It could be that you don't spend much time with them and that they don't have the skills to ask the right questions. There's a lot of things, but it is a really good way to measure success. So in this chapter, I talk about one in, all in. So, you can't have people working in your business who don't use any of the products. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you work in a clothing store, you have to wear those clothes. You can't not wear another brand of clothes. You can't work in Cook-Eye, perhaps, and then wear Zara clothes. You're not allowed. If you work in Zara, you wear Zara clothes. So, of course, they give you a hefty discount so that you can wear the right uniform. And I think the same needs to be said about the products that we use. Like, if you've got someone who doesn't do the services for themselves because they don't get the benefits of those skin services, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, there's some things that are quite personal, perhaps. Maybe you don't have to make everyone have Botox, and that might be something they do when they're older that they don't do when they're younger. But there certainly has to be a level of use and understanding of what the products do. And if there isn't, we've got a problem right at the beginning. So I think that's really something that we overlook. We just presume they will. And I think that you need to be generous with the products that they use. I would make sure that I don't want them having at the cost of you, but there's many ways you can reward someone for good behavior with the product. But definitely I would be doing them at cost price. That's just me. So if you don't have much of a plan, you're not going to have much success. So start with half a plan, you'll get half success. So what you start with a full-blown plan. I think that's really important. So getting to the bottom of what we use and why without judgment, just lean in with curiosity and understand that this is something that we all do. And if we put a system in place, let's try and see what could go wrong, like, try and break it. So, for example, some people have a lot of, let's talk hair or maybe even skin. When someone's older, they have a lot more services done than perhaps someone who's younger. So some people in hair have full head of extensions and they want to blow wave every week. And then you've got another chap who works for you in hair and he's bald, shaves his head. So he doesn't get those benefits. So I think it's really important to understand that it needs to be fair, it really needs to be fair, and think about what it is. And there's a certain amount that they can have each month at no cost. And then maybe after it's this, or maybe the bald man's wife can come in and she can have her hair done and that can be his perk. But even though he doesn't get it, I don't know. But my job is to get you to think about what it is you do so that you can improve on it. So that's what this whole thing is about, one in, all in. So go ahead and listen to the chapter. I will read it to you and I'll see you in the next one. Chapter 17, one in, all in. Getting your team on board. Loyalty love starts at home. Your salon team must be loyal to whatever products you put in your salon shelf. Check what your team members are using on themselves, and you'll probably find it's not the case. If you're serious about getting the results you get with your retail sales, you need to be generous with the products you send your team home with. Think about this. If you go into a clothing store, let's say Cook Eye, the sales assistant are not wearing anything but Cook Eye, right? You never go into Zara and catch them wearing Cook Eye or vice versa. They sign off on the dress rules at the beginning of their employment and they stick to it. Remember back in the beginning, in Chapter 8, I wrote about the team member being open for ideas at the beginning, like a martini glass, rather than a champagne flute. Fashion retailers choose team members who can wear their brand and wear it well. It's no different for us in the hair and beauty sector. We need to find the right fit. The difference is that too often we're searching for the right look. What you need to find is the right mind. It's disappointing when your salon team members aren't interested in exploring the use of your entire product range. They not only get stuck on one or two pet products for their clients, they also do the same for themselves. Laziness and/or money are often the cause. They won't pay for the products and they choose to spend their money elsewhere. When you and your team members don't use the salon products yourself, you're sending an underlying message to your clients. Hairdressers and beauty therapists will not recommend products that they do not believe in. The challenge is that they often don't educate themselves beyond the basics. They think they know more than they do. Their ability to solve a problem is narrow at best, and their retail thinking matches. Basic at best. The real deal matters. How do you get your team to change their small thinking? The simple answer is talk to them. You must get them to understand your point of view, that being the real deal matters to you and to your clients, and it should matter to your team too. I believe you should offer your team members a hefty cut on purchase price of products. Fashion retailers do this for their staff because it works as an added incentive. Find a staff discount point that you think is fair and pass it on to them. Every team member, every product they purchase. Be generous. I gave my team 40% off the recommended retail price. They were always happy with that. Consider adding another level in here. Maybe something like this. If a team member reaches a consistent agreed level of retail, they could have a retail buddy, and you could extend the 40% deal to their best friend or mother to sweeten the offer and give them an incentive to grow. All for one, one for all. It's rare for team members to outshine the business owner. It's safe to say that salon teams are only ever good as the salon leader. If you want lasting change when it comes to retail in your salon business, then you need to take it on as a team, not as a collection of individuals doing their best on different days. You must introduce and execute the changes as a team. Otherwise, you'll get initial results, but they'll be very short-lived. To make the shift you need, it must be one in, all in, no exceptions. If you, the salon owner, know how to and consistently recommend retail, that's great news. If you're not good at retail yourself, it's bad news. You're the team leader. Whether you like it or not, they look to you for direction. Often salons consist of small teams of 3 or 4 where the team looks up to the people doing the exact same job they are, with the added challenge of running the business. The rule of thumb is this: whoever is asking a team member or members to recommend retail needs to lead by example. The bonus for team members is knowing the direction is coming from someone who has walked and is walking in their shoes. You understand their struggles, how hard it is to be consistent. You're not preaching from above, you're working side by side in the next room or the next chair. You're saying to your team, look, this can be done, we can recommend retail, and it is important. The corporate world is a different beast. Here, they often bring management in from elsewhere, from another department, another state, another sector, sometimes from another country. There is no personal connection between the leader and the team. They might have the luxury of a big team, but small salon teams have the advantage of knowing and connecting to one another. Of course, problems do arise in our small teams. Often the scenario involves a team member being promoted to the management team. Often the management team is a team of one. It can be a very lonely place when you're implementing team-wide change such as a retail system. Your colleagues are also your friends and often they're your family. It's challenging to enforce a system around product sales, or any system really, in a friendly social setting. Emotions can get in the way and cloud the truth. Expectations can differ. The only way to address the issue effectively is for everybody to understand that you wear different hats at work and after work. Transition takes time, but you will get there. Everybody, including you, must be on the same page. Start with a strong, confident plan of attack. Those who start off with a half of a plan tend to get half of a result. Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. The corporate world would call this risk management. I call it the how we could stuff this up plan. You need to document your plan because paper makes things official. It's proof of what was said and decided so you know you're all on the same page. See Chapter 10 for more tips on planning. Here's the difference. Risk management and for us, stuff that can go to tids. Don't for a minute think your new retail system does not apply to you just because you're the leader, the one asking the team to step up. You need to get out of your high heels and step into your boots, your work boots. Get out of your comfort zone and into whatever place you're asking your team to go to. You need to be transparent and tell them what you struggle with when it comes to recommending retail. Don't make excuses about how busy you are. If you don't get with the program, neither will they. Be honest. Open up about your wins, big and small, and your battles. Encourage them to do the same. Laugh together, support one another, and just keep sticking to the plan. Kick-ass Kickstarter. Do a quick informal survey of your team to find out what products they are using and why. Ask if you are offering them a discount on the products you stock. Would that change what they buy? You know what to do next.